right, let's take a look at my top 5 energy stocks I believe people should be trading and tracking in 2025. Now, this could easily be a top 10, or I could easily break this up into, 4 or 5 videos of top fives or top threes. But five really stood out to me as I was putting this information together. So let's jump right into it. Starting with Neighbors Industries. And just a quick explanation before I get into the technicals. Neighbors Industries Ltd provides drilling and drilling related services. So they are a service provider, okay, for land-based and offshore oil and natural gas wells. The company operates through 5 segments: U.S. drilling, Canada drilling, international drilling, drilling solutions, and rig technology. So these guys provide a solution for you. If you got a company that drills, they have everything that you need to do it. That's very, very powerful. And they are number one in the industry. It provides tubular running, wellbore placement, directional drilling, measurement while drilling, MWD, equipment manufacturing, and rig instrumentation services. Very, very powerful for some of the things that you're seeing coming up in the energy sector 2025 and going forward, especially now that the United States of America wants to get involved and wants to access all the energy that are here in several areas. Now, technically, what's at stake is it does look like the company has been on a downward trajectory. That's okay, because when that's happening, of course, in true Harmonic Trading Club fashion, this is doing nothing but bringing us an amazing, powerful, advanced bat pattern. The only problem with it is it's not tradable yet, meaning I've plotted out a couple of candles to try to get this thing down. If you can tell, I've plotted out what would need to happen to fill this advanced bat pattern, and that would be somewhere around $32. And that right there would take the investors, well, a lot of people would have to either pull their positions, or you'd have to have some people come in and do puts and shorts against this thing to make it lose just about another $8. And if that can happen, if this thing can have another it's at 40 and we said 32, if this thing can get another $8 off of it, at that point it will be oversold. It's not yet if you're looking at RSI. Okay, so at that point, when that happens, this thing will be oversold, and you'll probably, hopefully, likely have printed a bullish divergence telling you that this bat pattern is a go. I'm telling you, if this happens, that's going to be a very powerful opportunity for what would be a little bit beyond a swing trader, because we're on the weekly chart. So this bat pattern, this bullish bat pattern, is being formed on the weekly chart. But for a, like I said, a swing trader or a person who's able to hold trades for multiple days, even multiple weeks, we'd be looking at a target from the beginning, this what you would call the swing high, which is A up here, in this XABCD pattern, from A down to when it fills. And if a trader was doing the typical 2-target setup, his targets would look like this. He would be trading up from $32 up to $98. That right there would triple his money. Don't let him be successful on an options call on that right there. He's really going to take the top off of his account. And then the second target would be up from $140. So $32 to $140 is basically, I would say 140 is not even the max with something like this, with all the other things that you'd have to take into account that can happen. At $32, the stock should be considered undervalued, and the value is definitely going to be there from a lot of the business that they're going to pick up. But with the government contracts that they sign alone, as if they haven't signed them already, I'd have to do some more research into that. But chances are this is going to fill. This will be oversold at the time, and you are going to see investors come in and try to trade this thing back up regardless. I'm not the only one who's aware of that price point at $32.74. Okay. Hopefully you guys got that. We got some nice technicals to talk about it. Good advanced pattern. Just need a little bit more to get it filled. A little bit of patience, maybe a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, but we should see that $8 fall off of there very, very easily. Soon as that happens, you're going to see people come for Neighbors like wildfire. Okay. Next up, Harmonic and Payne, very, very big, powerful company. Let's just talk about them real quick before we get into the beautiful technicals that you see on the screen. Courtesy of the Harmonic Trading Club, Helmerich and Payne, while primarily known as a drilling contractor, H&P also designs and builds its own drilling rigs. So this is a company that does drilling and builds their own rigs, and I'm pretty sure they sell rigs too. So this is a power player, because one of the things that's being said in the sector is there are not enough rigs. But I went and did my research, and there are several companies out there that are building rigs and that can get rigs stood up pretty fast. In the United States, when you got as much land as the United States wants to drill in, they're going to need plenty of rigs, and there are companies like Helmerich and Payne that are out there to do just that. So also designs and builds its own advanced drilling rigs, notably their Flex Rig series. They got a series of them that's beautiful. This demonstrates that some drilling contractors also have manufacturing capabilities. That is a beautiful, wonderful thing. With that all being said, let's get to the technicals. It's not going to be complicated, but we are going to be dealing with a whole bunch of harmonic advanced pattern recognition here. Okay, so the good thing about this, okay, is we were already oversold with our bullish divergence. So we're going to start with the good, and then we'll kind of go to the not so good. There's not any not so good. So the good thing about this is we were already sold and already getting our bullish divergence on RSI. What that's doing, okay, let me give a disclaimer real quick. The Harmonic Trading Club does not provide trading advice or trading signals. This video is meant for educational and entertainment purposes only. As always, consult a financial advisor of your choice before putting your capital at risk in these very volatile markets. With that being said, let's jump back into it. I'm focused on the yellow part here that you see. This is an advanced butterfly pattern. In this case, a bullish advanced butterfly pattern that is filled, as you can see, filled on our entry. Just wanted to wick down and go touch it in beautiful fashion. Wanted to wick down and get that filled for us, show the bullish divergence, and then start to react. And what I mean by react is to start painting. He's got that was his first green week in a while. Look at all these red. These are weeks. This is falling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks straight before you get that green. The first green week they've had in a while. And of course, it's courtesy of the advanced pattern. That's why APR is king, right? So, it would help anybody to go through the academy to understand there is a course on the butterfly pattern specifically to help you identify this particular pattern when it comes. But nevertheless, it's filled, meaning this trading opportunity is present. Okay, remember, trade at your own risk. I do not provide trade signals or give trading advice. I don't give financial advice. This is for educational purposes. But this opportunity is present, and if it's to hold up for, again, this is on the weekly chart, a swing trader or someone who's okay with trading, with holding trades for a long time, the opportunity before we get into the rest of it would look like this. Starting from the A point up here, this is the X to A leg of the butterfly, and down to the entry at D. And if we did the same thing when we looked at that 2 target setup, target 1 would be trading this thing up from $25, nicely and competitively priced, by the way, not overpriced, not underpriced, $25.91 to $33.67. That'd be a killer depending on how many shares he or she could buy. And don't let this work out if the trader has an option on it. He's going to really take the top off the market. But target number 2, or TP2, up here at $38. So that would mean getting in this thing at $25 and trading it up to $38 before even considering exiting. Now, I understand this structure right here might have something to say about that, but this might be more prominent. This might be considered minor. You might get a little bit of static as he tries to push through, but these are the areas that it's really going to want. A 618 retracement of A to B as the market moves harmonically, and it's going to look for that major 618 retracement of that whole entire move. Okay, so that's Helmerich and Payne. Oh, actually, sorry, we're not done. Okay, the good thing about this, okay, there's more good. You got an opportunity at the butterfly pattern, okay? So let's say the butterfly pattern fails, and not necessarily fail because you'd have a ways for your stop. I'm not going to do stops on this, only entries and targets. But let's say the butterfly failed, okay, and the $25 failed. No sooner than that, okay, $2 later at $23.90 something, you'd be feeling the blue in the back, which is the Gartley pattern. So you got a whole family of these things here. It's a whole basket of them. I mean, you guys tell me if you think that's exciting, and tell me where else you're going to see this type of technical analysis. I don't think so. But let's say the butterfly kind of sends you into a drawdown. Okay, no big deal. Your account's down a couple of dollars, not a problem. He's going to jump right into the blue part, which is the Gartley pattern down here, filling the Gartley pattern at $23.92. And it's basically the same thing. You're basically going to be riding that thing up from $23 to $38 and some change. Or you could continue to monitor it. Should this trade work out successfully for you, if you came and did the work, or told your advisor or whoever, your account manager, hey, you know what, I want you to go look at Helmer campaign for me, and if the opportunity is there, I want you to take it. Either way it goes, if the butterfly doesn't hold, you're right there picking up in the middle of your drawdown. If that happens to you, you pick up on Gartley pattern, which has a higher win rate than butterfly. So butterfly win rate somewhere in the 50s, 60s. Gartley win rate definitely in the 70% win rate. Now, if that were to happen, then you would be in sort of a kind of like a bad drawdown if the butterfly didn't work. Typically, me, when I have a basket of patterns, I usually take the first, and if I don't get the first, I wait for the third, if there's a basket of 3 like this. But this would be hard to pass up on the Gartley right there. Let's say you get a drawdown off the butterfly. But even if that happens, now you got the other guy, the third one of that family, the bat, the green pattern, the bullish bat pattern, and it would basically be the same thing. Only thing, you'd be getting in to the bat pattern at around $17, almost $18, $17.70. And you basically be doing the same thing. So this is something that could take an investor 3 shots before he profits, but we never know. Like I said, that's why you need to consult with an advisor of your choice, so he can make a recommendation. He might say, I don't want to do any of that kind of stuff. Let this thing wash out, and I'll come deal with it. You know, maybe he's only willing to get you in at 1770. But this one is kind of like a go right now with that butterfly pattern filled. Okay, that was Heinrich and Payne. Sorry, a lot more technical stuff to do on that one because it was a basket of 3. It was a cluster of them. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. Number 3, National Oil Well Varco, NOV. NOV is a major player in providing equipment and components for oil and gas drilling and production. They manufacture a wide range of drilling equipment, which is what everybody needs, especially the U.S., including complete drilling rigs. They supply you with the rigs that you need and the technology that you need to go with it. So into the technicals on this. So a couple of very, very good things. This one shouldn't take us too long. But off top, you see that you're jumping into one of the big boys. He just struggled a little bit. It's amazing that Gartley, I hadn't seen. Well, I've seen Gartleys lose. They lose. You know, like I said, they pitch about 65-70%, can be higher. But there's 3 things at play here. Number one is you're trading the bullish Gartley pattern, okay, which is a reversal pattern. All right, the most powerful of the reversal patterns. Number 2, you're trading a double bottom at that price action. Okay, where Gartley ended up drawing down, you're trading a double bottom down here in this price range here, in this price range of $14. Beautifully priced, by the way. So you got bottom and you got bottom. So you're trading a double bottom. So this is where you guys, if you haven't went through the CTS class, combined technical score, we start combining different things that you got. So I'd have a high enough score right there off of Gartley. I'd have another couple of points off of a double bottom. I don't have some of the other things that I want on this. I would kind of want to see the divergence in place for here, but I'm way out on the monthly chart. So this is long term right here. This is several months, maybe even a couple of years to get to what we're going to talk about. Anyway, Gartley pattern, double bottom, and then one of my favorites, a 2618 trade, or the 2618 technique, where on this price action over here, you had a double bottom, and then you had a break and close beyond previous structure and a 618 retracement, as I have plotted out. And the 2618, if you need to know more about it, that class is also in the Harmonic Trading Academy. Just go check the playlist and just do yourself a favor and just go online and do some research on the 2618. What the 2618 technique does is it allows the double top to be confirmed first by a break and close beyond previous structure. When that happens, you just look for price action to correct to the 618, and which is exactly what happened. You had a double top, break and close, retracing to the 618, which would have been the entry to ride up from X to A. Pretty powerful. Really wanted to get all the way back up to the top where the structure is. But either way it goes, he formed a Gartley pattern and is given the same entry again. So all of those things are included in the combined technical score to make this a viable trading opportunity. Not to mention, it just came off of a bullish month, which is pretty dope. All of these reds, he had 1, 2, he had more than that. Hold on, let me back up a little bit. Getting too excited. Okay, 1, 2, 3 straight. Well, 4, 5. So 4 out of the last 6 months were red, were bearish, and then he popped a green one. Okay, so you finally got a green closing month. So it had a green month. Not saying that means everything, but that's what you want is your confirmation. You want a candle to close in your bias, even if we're way out on the monthly chart. So this right here, it's going to be kind of hard to talk about targets, but a 3 target setup on this would look like trading back up to the structure of the Gartley as a TP1. Okay. And then trying to go get the original structure from the 2618 would be TP2. And then the extended targets after breaking and close, because this is what's happening here is you're getting confirmed trend continuation. So once you get up here to retesting that, mind you, at that point, you're less than $25, right, for a company like this. But your extended targets are an extension from this right side shoulder here to this top price up here. And your extended targets, that's a 127 extension off that, sends you up to $29. So that's a long-term opportunity to get into National Oil Well at $14 and double your money and ride it up to $29. And in essence, this company, technically this company stock could double in price. Okay, and you're looking at how that might happen in 2025. Okay, moving on to number 4, Baker Hughes. If you haven't heard about them, they're huge. They're in that top 3, top 5 area. Baker Hughes is a critical supplier. They do the same thing. They supply you with the things that you need to drill. Baker Hughes is a critical supplier of technology and services. They provide the service to you, to the oil and gas drilling industry, like the United States is going to need badly. I'm pretty sure there's ongoing conversations with these people because President Trump has signed that executive order to get this started now. And I'm pretty sure he has already put the budget aside for it. Okay. They enable drilling operations to be more efficient, safe, and productive. So they're going to give you the system to do what you need to do. Now let's get into the technicals. Pretty dope here. Okay, so one, we're a little bit late to the party. I should have did this thing. I should have made this video on Friday, actually really on Thursday when this bat pattern filled. Okay, filled, and of course did like it should do in true Harmonic Trading Club fashion, which is be oversold and react. Okay, so 2 straight days after that. I'm sorry, Friday. And then, I don't know how we have 2 of those. I'm on a 4-hour. I'm on a 4-hour. So this was like more closer to some of the current time frames. So, but both of these made up Friday. So it was 8 hours of bullish activity on Friday. So that would have been a beautiful day coming in at 43. It looks like it's $1, but boy, if you had an option on there, you would have taken the top off. But come down here, Phil. Not too much of a pullback. Not too much drawdown. That will, usually typically drive traders crazy. But very good risk versus reward as something else had taken place. Let me say, this is just going to be a good trade. I'm going to talk about what you can expect here at no less than a retest of this $48 mark. Okay. And the reason that is because if I jump back to the week, a couple of powerful things happen. Now, remember, courtesy of the Harmonic Trading Club, or in true Harmonic Trading Club fashion, what we do is show you and prove to you that the market moves harmonically and continues to create harmonic patterns, whether you like it, hate it, understand it, or not, as you see in this example here. The problem with Baker Hughes is it completed an advanced bat pattern and then it reacted to it. So if I just come back a little bit, well, let me just stay here. Of course, how he even got there. Remember that yellow butterfly pattern we talked about on one of the other companies? This was the power, the blue one. This was the power of the butterfly pattern that made that all possible. And the other, I'm hoping that we can get the same thing off that other, who was that? Who was that? Who had that yellow oak? I'm hoping that this butterfly can give us the same reaction as Baker Hughes's butterfly did him. But then he came up and then he filled a bat pattern. The problem with it is that it reacted, it filled, and you see that's where you see the red in there. Okay, you got a reaction off of that, which is going to happen. Just don't want it to be as critical and as strong as it could be, with a drawdown to the 38% correction type. We don't want that to happen. What we want to happen is right where we were. We want to use this bat pattern to save us out of that. Okay, so that's kind of like what that looks like. You see, it's very harmonic. This would be its third harmonic pattern in a few weeks. It's really, really harmonic. That's pretty much all I need to say. There's something else I could draw up out of here. I don't want to. I'm going to leave that alone because I would rather this walk. But for the sake of it, let me just try to see real quick. I didn't want to actually start new technicals on these videos. I wanted to start. Okay, it's not valid, but I was wondering if there was cipher in there. It's not. But yeah, I don't want to start drawing up new stuff. I kind of want to stick to where we are and stick to what's working. And what's working right here is this field advance bat pattern that should be taking this thing back up where it came from. We want to use this bat pattern to beat the big purple one. We actually want this one to fail. We usually want these to win and do what they do. But in this case, we want the purple one to get smoked by this little bat. More to come on that. We'll have to track it and see. I might have a decision to make early tomorrow morning about this right here. I'm a little late to the party, so it's probably nothing I can do. I'm probably gonna have to wait and sit this one out. That's even though it only looks like $1, I don't like to miss a day like it. Let me just go back and look and see if I just put this on a day. Yeah, it's like it'll be like 2 days late to the party. 1 day, 2 days, and that typically doesn't work for me. I would have wanted to come in as soon as this thing filled. As soon as this candle closed on the 26th, I would have wanted to come in on the 27th. So you let this go. And that, of course, if you check out the how to enter your trade. When we talk about next bar market means to let that close and then you're going next bar here. So I would have already been to the green, but I think I'm a little late to the party. So I might have to pass up on that. So yeah, that's Baker. Powerful stuff that they got going on. Okay, anyway. And last but not least is a powerhouse, okay? ExxonMobil, everybody's heard of ExxonMobil. I went to just do a little bit of reading up on them just to get a little bit more fundamental detail. I didn't know that they were as big and as powerful as they are. And I'm going to talk about that real quick before we get into the technicals. Okay, ExxonMobil is a major oil and gas provider in the U.S. with substantial operations in key regions. Now watch, this is where you get stuff. This is where the key comes in at. So we're going to kind of sink our teeth in this part real quick. Substantial operations in key regions like the Permian Basin. This is Texas. Okay, Permian Basin, Texas, the Gulf of America, formerly the Gulf of Mexico. I had to clean that up a little bit, and other areas. This means that they are directly involved in the physical act of drilling and extracting resources. So ExxonMobil, I'm pretty sure President Trump is going to be contacting you. All right, because you're a U.S. based company and you operate in that Permian Basin, which Trump has talked about in his conferences. Okay, here's part two before we get into the technicals. Hannah's little fundamental point right here. Their recent acquisition of Pioneer Natural Resources. They bought out a whole nother energy company for $64 billion less than a year ago. May of 2024 greatly increases their footprint in the Permian Basin down in Texas. Okay, so this is all major stuff. Okay, on to the technical part. Now, this does get a little bit tricky because the market is basically waiting for something to happen. As you can see, price action fill this Gartley, drop into it, and then start struggling. Okay, so that is a little concerning, I'll say. It's a little concerning, but I'll talk about why this thing still might have a chance, meaning we're going to have to come back and we're going to have to come do like a 10,000 foot bird's eye view and come up a little bit to actually see what's happening. So, but let me stay here while we're at the close part. So there's just basically this shelf of resistance where when price comes up here and test in the 110, 112 area, it gets rejected. Okay. And then you come back again every 20 days, he comes back and test that area again and it gets rejected. And he comes back every 15 or 20 days and test that area and it gets rejected. Okay. While it's doing that, it is producing higher lows. The lows are getting higher. Okay, so we're wondering if just looking at this thing can push its way out of here. I don't think anything can be done with Exxon from an investor standpoint until we break up out of this consolidation. This box, you got to break up out of that, meaning a candle needs to close. Like my little fake candle I just drew, you need a candle to close up out of that. And when that happens, this thing ExxonMobil will be off to the races, but you got to close up out of there first, higher high, higher close, and then we can start setting up targets. Otherwise, we're going to have a rare failed Gartley pattern. All right, I said we wanted to come back a little bit just to try to really just understand what we're looking at. The good thing is that even though there's a couple of good things, this looks like, and we're almost home with this, this looks like this is sideways consolidation. RSI said, no, that's actually bullish. So that's a form of divergence. The chart, the price chart says, no, it's just moving sideways. It's consolidating. RSI said, no, it's printing higher lows. It's trending upwards. Okay, that's a good thing. Let me just come out a little bit more to the weekly. Okay, and then what you're seeing here, what I've applied is, I'm going to take the text off. Don't need to read anymore. What I've done here is I've applied basically Trading View's regression tool, and it basically just tracks trend for you. And basically what Trading View is saying is that no matter what you think you're seeing, this thing is still trending. It might not be as fast as you want, but it's basically telling you this thing is still trending. And one more thing, okay, one more thing that's important to us, which are major Fibonacci ratios, okay, like a 618 retracement of this low here, a 618 retracement of this low to this high, okay? So swing low to swing high, drop into the 618. As you see, that's why I had that blocked off for a reason. Drop into that 618 and start to turn, okay? So when you get something like that, okay, you're basically entering a trending market, and that's now it's starting to make more sense. While we could get this to blast and finally get up out of there, okay, and then start retesting these areas up here in the 125. Hopefully, now this price up right here, prices at 127 are going to cause a major problem. This red line represents resistance. As you see, when you get up to resistance, you get knocked down. You get to resistance, you get knocked down. Get to resistance, we're going to find out, but we love the opportunity to just get there first. I don't really care what happens when we get there. I'll figure that out when it happens. Okay, I'll figure that out when it happens. If when we get to 127, we're going to get rejected, I'm not so concerned with that. I'm more concerned about getting there first. Okay, so I'm not going to cry over something that hasn't happened yet. I want to know, are we going to break and close up out of that consolidated box and give me an opportunity to get involved and try to take this thing from, like right around 113 to 127. All right, so that's the breakdown, including most of this stuff technical. A lot of harmonics in here, a lot of advanced pattern recognition, some other stuff, some A to B is equal to CD, some 2618, some bad butterfly Gartley. I don't think we got any cipher in here, but we covered a lot in true harmonic trading club fashion. But that's it. Okay, that's my top 5. Like I said, I could break this up. I could do 5 videos of 3. There's so many of these to look at, and guess what? They all look like this. So if you like this content, give me a like. That's not for me. That's for the other people. OK, we're going to help the algorithm say, hey, this is a good video over here. Push this out. That's what that's for. That like is not for me. That's for YouTube, to tell YouTube, hey, go push this video out. We need people to go see this type of content. Okay. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in learning trading from end to end, beginning to end, I have the free Harmonic Trading Academy, which covers everything that I talked about in this video in 100 times more detail. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with another aspiring trader or a trader or just an investor who might want to take a look at these 5 stocks as we continue to build out this wonderful content over here at the Harmonic Trading Club. You guys be safe in the market. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you on the next video.